Wasteful spending. All of us are guilty of that. At some point in our lives, I'm sure we went a little crazy on spending money and stuff you just don't need. And some of us are in worse cases where you just can't help yourself. Today, let's talk about 5 wasteful spending habits. Let's see what the pros have to say about it.
When you go to a restaurant, the first thing they do is put bread on the table and ask if you want alcohol, because both of them drop your frontal lobes. Both of them make it more likely you're going to order more and spend more money at the restaurant. So the bread is an investment on their part, because bread gives you a sugar spike, a blood sugar spike, which then pushes serotonin in your brain and makes you happy. But serotonin drops frontal lobe function. One thing they never tell you when they give you an SSRI for depression, oh, you're going to become a little bit more impulsive because it's going to drop your frontal lobes. And then alcohol, which also drops your frontal lobes. So you'll drop more cash in the restaurant.
Sneaky. The steps restaurants take to make you spend more money. Think about it. You go to a restaurant. One, you already know you're going to spend X amount of dollars more than you would if you had some cheap food just down the corner from your house. Fast food, as it used to be, not now. That's another topic for another video. But it used to be fast food and cheap. And a huge difference in price between fast food and restaurants. But you see what he said there. The tricks that restaurants employ to get you to spend more money. That reminds me of a basic standard of practices restaurants employ. If you know anyone who works in the restaurant business, they pretty much all agree that they do the same thing over and over to get your money. If you're going to a restaurant that's upscale, one thing they're going to do is they're going to push the house wine. And typically that is the cheapest, lowest quality wine they have to offer. But they do that because they'll sell you a tiny little bottle, mark it up at least probably 3 times. And people, they fall for it. They think, oh, I'm going to have the house wine and salad. If you go to an Italian restaurant, maybe you're eating light. Why go if that's what you're going to get? And another thing they do are the drinks, the mixed drinks. They'll have all these little fancy names, concoctions, and they'll dump the old umbrella on some fruit or something at the top. And it's basically watered down with a splash of alcohol. But the price is premium. It's more of selling the sizzle, not the steak. You're not really getting much for your money. And then another one at restaurants, cheesecake. They lead you to believe that cheesecake that they're offering, at a premium, of course, is some high quality. Lots of times what they do, they order cheesecakes from a bakery. Now that might be better than what they can make in-house, maybe, depending on the bakery. But what they do is they order the cheesecakes from the bakery, and then all they do is they slap on top icing and maybe put a design to give it their own custom feel. That's the sizzle they're selling, not the steak, being the cheesecake. What else do they have? Soup. Soup is another one they sell at restaurants. It's always the soup is cup versus the bowl. And then you're looking at the price and you're thinking, oh, for just a little bit more money, I can upgrade from the cup to a bowl and I'm going to get more soup, more bang for my buck, right? Usually no. If you look at the bowls they're serving in, they're shallow bowls. And I bet if you were to take the cup and a bowl of soup when you're done with the liquid measuring cup and measure, there wouldn't be a huge size difference. No. But the price will be. They're going to nail you on the price. And the last one I can think of that they do, which is across the board, doesn't have to be a restaurant. This is the universal moneymaker for any establishment that serves soda. It costs pennies for them, but they charge you dollars to serve. Think about it. That's why forever at fast food places, you get a combo meal. and it's usually cheaper when you're getting the burger, fries, and the drink together. It's because the soda doesn't really cost them anything. That's where the savings is coming in. You're paying for the burger and fries. The soda's pretty much just a cherry on top. Anyway, let's see what some others have to say about dining out, which I know we've all done it.
Restaurant food is entertainment. It is not nutrition. If you want to do entertainment, you do entertainment when you're not broke and in debt and don't have an emergency fund. You will have a better meal when you learn to cook at home.
It's true. That is true. But did we listen? Some of us do. Many of us don't. I mean, you think about it. Dining out is one of the most wasteful spending habits out there because I don't need to explain to anyone. Think about it. It's been around forever. Gathering around food for a social occasion. It's what we do. We do the world over in matter culture. So then it comes down to willpower. I mean, if you don't have the funds to be supporting going out to eat all the time, you know you shouldn't do it, but some of us just can't resist the urge, the temptation. All right. On the second wasteful spending habit that all of us have done at one point or another in our life, impulse buying. And nowadays, impulse purchases online. It's so easy. It's easier than ever. I mean, go back in the day, you used to have to mail order. You whip out the old catalog. You find the number, you write it down. I mean, you're talking old school now, but and that's what they used to do, and you were guilty of it. You did it. Generations before us did it. And nowadays, it's even easier. We've always done it though in some form. First, we did the mail order catalogs, and then we're starting to get into the oh hey, it's shopping on cable. Remember, Home Shopping Network, QVC. That was just a transitionary period into nowadays shopping online.
You're addicted to fast food, Uber Eats, DoorDash, and impulse spending. And until you come to terms with that, you are not going to be able to start fresh and start working toward your goals.
You made some good points. Food delivery. Food delivery services. The charges are a waste of money. Worst case scenario, your order may cost twice as much as it would have cost if you just went and picked it up yourself. So is it really worth it to go that far?
Fashion is the most powerful art there is. It's movement, design, and architecture.
You see what she was doing there? Talking about fashion being art? Wow. Talk about justifying bad behavior.
Things I bought because I have a shopping problem, part 2. Or why I sell the purse. Vintage Chanel dress. 2 Clé de Peau foundations. A Miracle Lace skirt. A Kate candy.
Beauty and fashion. Multi-billion-dollar industries built upon women's insecurities. These last 2 examples are proof how bad it can get.
Hey, you know those little impulse buys that you make on a daily, weekly basis? They feel good for a moment, but they add up fast. So here's a tip. Wait 48 hours before buying anything non-essential. You'll be surprised how often you realize you don't really need it at all.
Now that's a simple, sensible approach. It's similar to the old saying, think before you speak. And if you're caught up in the moment, take a step back. Take a breather, relax. Think about, is this really a smart choice? What I'm doing at the moment.
The first thing that broke people waste money on? Impulse purchases. We've all been there. You're in line, suddenly that pack of Devilment or those limited edition pumpkin candies find their way into your cart.
No big deal, right?
Wrong. Wrong.
But here's the thing. Impulse purchases add up fast. In fact, Americans waste almost $2,000 a year on them. A few bucks here, a few bucks there, here a buck, there a buck, everywhere. A buck. Old MacDonald had a farm, but now he's bankrupt. E-I-E-I-O.
Yeah. That reminds me of the grocery store. The candy and magazine racks surrounding the checkout lane. It's there for a reason. It's the age-old setup. While families waiting in line, you got the kids screaming, I want this candy, blah, 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 and they're just going nuts. And it used to be you want your kid, when parents actually parented, they weren't their friends. Parents step in and say, okay, we're going to buy little Johnny that candy bar to shut him up while we're waiting in line, just to keep the peace. Or you'd have the mothers that be sitting there before, or pre-smartphone days. You'd have the mothers wait in line with the kids, and you have all the magazines. And typically the moms be picking up People magazine or the tabloids to get their daily gossip fix. I mean, that's built by design, and it works. If it wasn't proven to be successful, that setup wouldn't last today. It's been there forever. Think about it when you were a kid. You saw it. You go to the grocery store today, it's still there. Magazines and candy. Even with the cell phones, where now everyone's glued to their phone while waiting in line, rather than staring at the walls and going, oh, that magazine looks interesting. The setup's the same. It's a very effective tactic. All right, well, we took a look at impulse purchases, whether it's at the store or online, same thing. And you also had the convenience of food delivery. So before that, it was go hit the gas station and hit a 7-Eleven, pick up a bunch of junk food you don't need. I want to take a look at excessive food waste.
Buying coffee for $5.50. You go to work to spend $15 on a sandwich. What are you, an idiot? It costs you 99 cents to make a sandwich at home and bring it with you. You start to add that up every day, it's a ton of money. Most people, particularly working in metropolitan cities and just starting out on their job and for $60,000, piss away about $50,000 a year on stupid stuff. And that's what they should stop.
Good points. If any of you work in the office, and I'm sure many of you have, it's been going on forever. You got the office workers. Maybe you guys are sitting in a group in a bunch of cubicles, and it's lunchtime. What does most people do? No, they don't want to bring boring leftovers from last night's dinner. No, they want to go out to lunch. So what do? Off you go. Get a restaurant on your lunch hour. Spend that 15, 20, 25 bucks or more on lunch. Think about that. Nowadays, it's probably at least 25, if not more. You go get lunch. You do that Monday through Friday, 125 bucks a week on lunch. Times that by 4. Times that by 12. At the end of the year, you are spending a ton of money just on getting lunch. I've seen it personally. I've never really partook in that unless it's a special occasion. It's so much more convenient. Just bring some leftovers from last night's dinner. Yes, it's boring. It's no fun. But you're going to save a ton of money. And think about it, you could use that cash on something that you actually would enjoy. Maybe you put it towards a fund to go on vacation down the road. Or maybe you buy something you've been wanting after you've been saving for a while. There's so many better uses of money than just eating out for lunch. Because to me, you're eating out and you spend that kind of money on your lunch hour. To me, you're still in the company time. So you're going back to work. That little black cloud is hovering over your head at lunch going, all right, you're sitting here chatting up with the coworkers, enjoying yourself, and your nice rip-off lunch, but you got to go back to the office. Nobody wants to, but you do. So although you spent the money and you're enjoying that moment, you still get that black cloud of you going back to work. So why not just forego that, save the cash, and then spend it when you're outside of work on your free time? You can really enjoy it, and that black cloud's not there.
Buying food just to throw it away? That's not dinner. That's burning money. Here are 3 smart ways to stop food waste. 1. Check your fridge before shopping. Don't buy what you already have. 2. Move food with short expiry dates to the front. Don't let them hide and rot. 3. Got leftovers? Get creative. Turn rice into patties or veggies into a stir fry. Food waste hurts your wallet and the planet. Like this video and subscribe for more smart living hacks.
Excessive food waste. See, you could trim a lot of that down if you bring your leftovers to work the next day for your lunch. As I just said, save the money. You made great use of leftovers and you're not wasting the food. It's a win-win, because that's the next thing on the list is excessive food waste. Doesn't make any sense. I know. Once again, it's like lunchtime at work. Went out to eat, it's fun. Eating leftovers at your desk is boring. Well, why waste the food you already paid for and prepared? The last wasteful spending habit for today. Unused streaming services. You remember when these things start coming out, everyone jumped on it. Now, Netflix has been around forever, so a lot of us had that for a long time, maybe a decade or more. Then you have the more recent ones, and hey, it's a shiny new toy. So what do? We gotta get it and check out what they have available. So then you sign up. You got a bunch of subscriptions to these services, and how many are you actually really using on a regular basis? Or the other scenario, you're like, hey, my show is on that streaming service, so I'm going to sign up for it and I'm going to binge watch it. All right, so you do that. And if you put it in that perspective, let's say you knock out that show of yours in a month. Well, after the month, you start watching that streaming service, or would you move on to one of the other ones? Because if you're not consistently watching that streaming service, waste the money. And it's real easy if you have a handful of streaming services and you watch some here and then you go to the other one for some other show and that show ends and you go to another one, you're back and forth, you're bouncing around. And when you're doing all this, the streaming service you're not using, they're still dinging you every month for that charge. So you got to think about it. Hey, I'm done with that. I don't really see much else available on their service that I want to use. So you cancel the subscription. You can always go back. It's not like they're going to turn you down. Even if you hop around, like, oh, this guy was a member for a month, disappeared for 3, came back. They're going to welcome you with open arms every time. Just give them that credit card number. And this is similar to something that's been around forever, and I've personally seen it. Gym memberships. Ah, that's a good one. The gym. And this is, I personally see this. I've seen this for years at the gym. The New Year's resolution people. It's like clockwork every year. Early January, you get these people come in. They're all gung-ho. Oh yeah, this is the year I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to make a difference. Okay, great. So these noobs go into the gym. Maybe they get a personal trainer. They run the course of going through their workouts for a few weeks. And if they're completely new to the gym, their body's going to be sore no matter what they do. You don't have to work too hard to get sore when you're new. So they get aches and pains. So it's a shock to them. Oh man, yeah, everything hurts in my body. Why do people do this? So long story short is these New Year's people, one, the soreness is intimidating them. It's not an enticement. It's dissuading them from going. 2, were they really the type of person that's going to consistently work out and make that a lifestyle? Odds are they're not. So those 2 things are working against them. So what do? They go for January, maybe they make it to February, and then the consistency drops. Boom. It's hit and miss. It's very sporadic. But when they signed up, what did they do? Oh, I'm sure they didn't do a month. You know most gyms, the big chains, They want you to sign a dotted line, give them that credit card number or bank account, and they're going to take your funds out monthly. And then you're locked in with them for probably a year. And then this has been going on for decades. If you try to cancel, they don't make it easy. Even if you're in the right, you cancel the subscription. And like, oh, I canceled subscription, I'm not going to the gym anymore. What happens? Check your credit card statement 3 months later, and you're still dinging it every month. So, unused streaming services goes hand in hand with unused gym memberships. It's all a waste of money. So when you look at the big picture here, these are 5 habits that are wasteful spending. If you put some thought into it, some common sense applied, you can avoid this stuff. This stuff is just, it's easily resolvable. It's called, don't do it. Stop doing it. Take a step back. Think about it. Why am I doing this? Because when it's all said and done and you're sitting at home and you're looking at your finances and they suck, it's because you made some bad decisions. You got to have a reality check with yourself. Your habits need to change. All right, well, that's it for now. I'll see you guys in the next round.